Rickens Sammy Baugh, 36 years old, is the 15th, the fourth competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of a game between Dan Snyder and Congress, and the Terry McLaurin signing, and much more. This with Aaron and John. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, John?
What's up?
Excellent!
There it is.
It took you a second there.
I had to double pump the button. Welcome. Harry Hog Football episode number. Oh, I forgot to change the episode number again. I knew I was forgetting something. It's been so long. Episode number. This is actually 551.
51.
Episode on a very special Harry Hog Football because I believe, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But if I wiggled my wire correctly, we've got things moved over to the new host, and this will be the first podcast uploaded to the new host.
What?
And
fantastic.
What that means for you guys is pretty much nothing because if it all works, you won't even really notice. But basically, after 17 or 18 years on our unlimited hosting, we reached a limitation.
Yeah, apparently it's unlimited, but only to a point.
Yeah, so they
Thanks,
were
Site
basically
5.
Yeah, thanks Site 5. They basically cut us off. So it was a bit of a thing. I had to go through and take a lot of our old episodes from the early years where Apple was pushing us to use this M4A format for episodes.
Right.
But other places don't. They only use MP3, so I had to like convert a bunch of stuff and upload a bunch of stuff. But this new host supposedly is unlimited and free. It's owned by Spotify, called Anchor. So,
Anchor.
We'll see how it goes. I don't think anyone was expecting us to actually do a podcast today because no one's in the chat room, or it's just the armpit of the off season. But, it'll be a good test. See how this works.
Well, it is Saturday at like noon.
That's true.
In the summer.
Yeah, people are like, I can't tune in for that podcast.
Man, dude, we got guys like DJ Cool 4. Oh, he stopped playing whatever game he was playing. So maybe he's gonna tune into this. I don't know.
Dude, how do you know?
It says so in our Discord.
Oh, okay. It tells us that he's playing a game. Okay.
Raffin Harbard is playing the Elder Scrolls online.
Mr. Greener D, the camp body, is in there doing something.
Doing something. Everybody else is offline right now.
The Elder Scrolls. Anyway.
Sea of Thieves, man.
John loves Sea of Thieves. If you guys want to get on
I do love Sea of Thieves.
If you want to get on his crew, you can just hit him up on Discord.
If you guys like to fish on Sea of Thieves, you can come on my galleon. It's called Monkey Business.
Or if you like
it will
to
be
keg
in a few
people.
weeks. Or if you like to keg everybody, because I love kegs.
If you've ever
talking about beer kegs, but I love those too.
If you ever been on Sea of Thieves, John basically likes to take a big powder keg, jump off the ship, swim in front of another ship, get on board, and light it on fire and kill it.
And blow it up.
He's like the suicide bomber of pirates. Anyway.
Oh man! Every time you say that, just think of Harold and Kumar. Go to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
Kumar's on the plane. Anyway. Dude, so I guess the really big thing that we could talk about here, we're not going to waste too much time on Dan Snyder because why waste time on Dan Snyder? Dude, Terry McLaurin is staying long term. This is huge. This is so huge. I know we're late to the game here on our random podcast, but it is so awesome that he got re-signed. He got re-signed before training camp, which is only in a couple weeks. I'm really, 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 really super pumped about this because he is like 10 or 15 years ago, Aaron, you would always say like we keep trading or getting rid of the guys that we need to build this franchise up. And now we're doing exactly what you said we should have done 15 years ago. We got Terry McLaurin on offense. We got Jonathan Allen on defense. We signed our tight end, Logan Thomas. I like that we're grabbing like the big pieces and bringing them in this way instead of just being like, Antonio Pierce, you can walk. Oh, you're going to be on the Giants and kick our butt for the next few years because we didn't give you a good contract. Sucks for us.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're trying to change the culture, so to speak,
change the culture.
The only way you're going to want
good job by signing Terry McLaurin long term.
Yeah, the only way you're going to get people to change the culture is if instead of signing, I don't know, big time free agents that come there.
Dave Fiore. We can say Adam Hainworth or Dion, but Dave Fiore is the one that always sticks out in my mind because I don't know if he ever played a game for us. He was an offensive lineman.
I don't even know who he is. But anyway,
he was an offensive lineman. And he got hurt. Like, since, we all know Dan Snyder and what he did. Anyway,
you get these guys that basically have come to Washington for the last 20 years to collect a big paycheck and not play well, rather than keeping the guys that, did their time here, played hard under a lower contract like Terry McLaurin and other people. And then you would let those dudes walk. Like, what does that tell people? That you only come there if you're on the tail end of your career and just want money and not really care about your play.
Yeah.
But Terry McLaurin, who I've already said is becoming Art Monk 2.
Really is.
Not only did he get his contract, he got good money. He got
he got the highest contract. He got the highest contract that the Commanders have given out ever.
No way. For a wide receiver. Because Albert Hainsworth was bigger, wasn't he? Or is it a longer deal?
I'm talking about the Commanders here, not the Redskins.
Oh, okay.
The Washington football team.
But anyway,
it's a huge contract though. It's because it's like $23.7 million a year, I think, on average.
Yeah,
it's one of the highest top paid wide receivers. As we know, the whole wide receiver market just went skyrocketed through the roof.
Yeah, it's a good deal for both of them too because it extends him. So we have him for 4 more years. And that'll make him to 29, and he'll be ready for another contract. So if we would have given him like a 5-year deal, that pushes him to like 31. He could be like, people wouldn't pay him as much on that next contract. But at 29, he can cash in twice.
I wonder if that's part of his that might be part of his thinking as well, or his agent's thinking on that.
That's what I would be thinking.
Yeah.
But anyway,
really, yeah. Because people always want like the long-term contract, and you hear about like baseball guys that's signed like 13-year contracts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm just really glad he's here. I'm really glad because he is a cornerstone of this organization.
Dude, he had a super cool note that he wrote to the fans and everyone, thanking people.
Yeah.
He's ready to get to work. I'm pretty pumped about it. I mean, there was debate in our Discord room, which if you're not a member of our Discord channel, the join the community, and the login for that is tinyurl.com/HarryHF. Come in there as long as you're not a Cowboys fan and discuss things. But there was debate in there with Kenny Ken from Canada, of course.
7th.
And the debate was, did Terry McLaurin deserve the money? Is Terry McLaurin, in your mind, a top 10 in the league wide receiver?
In my mind, I think so. Because who the heck has been throwing him the ball for the last 3 years?
That's right.
Mark Sanchez? That might have been too long ago. And Mark Sanchez and those 3 games he played for, it might have been too long ago for him.
Dude, look it up. Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, exactly. All these other dudes that are ranked in the top 10. First of all, I think Terry McLaurin if I remember correctly, has had like 14 quarterbacks throw to him in his 3 years? He's on his
All right,
fourth year.
I'm looking it up. So last year he was thrown to by Ryan Fitzpatrick
Once.
for a quarter and a half. Taylor Heineke, who did beat, Tampa Bay. Don't forget that. And Garrett Gilbert Grape. Garrett Gilbert Grape threw to him. He was also catching passes from Alex Smith, the most boring quarterback ever.
Yeah,
Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen. And his first year was 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was Dwayne Haskins' first year. So he wasn't there for Mark Sanchez. Thank goodness. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, and Colt McCoy.
Yeah, and
so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's eight quarterbacks.
So I've read that Case Keenum was statistically the best quarterback that is thrown to him.
What? But then again, Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, Hopalong Smith, Kyle Allen, Gary Gilbert Grape.
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot that guy. I don't even remember that guy.
So,
I mean, I do now, but I forgot about it.
I completely agree with you. So I looked at this stat, and then I looked at another stat or heard about it, and it was contested. No,
it was contested catches.
Catch rate.
I read about that.
No, first of all, of the passes thrown to him, only like less than 60% were even catchable, and then like I forget the stat. It was like the amount that he caught percentage-wise of
he was number one in contested catches,
and he's not big.
No, he's not big, and that's another reason why we've got Terry long term, and we got this new guy Dotson, who sounds like he's a Terry's clone, Terry McLaurin clone. Like he throw the ball behind him, he can break it in. He just has like really, really good hands. So if we got two guys like that, and we've got, I mean, think of the guys that we have in the wide receiver room.
Dude, we're pretty stacked on what they call skilled positions now. But
yeah, and I think so. And it's because love him or hate him, Carson Wentz, fragile mind, but that guy's got a cannon of an arm. So I would see these guys run deep like every play this year.
I'm glad you brought up Carson Wentz, because who has he had to throw to in his career? This is going to be like the best group of dudes.
I think so. Compared to Philadelphia, always got like one or two people there, and then last year I don't know who they had in Indianapolis, but it was a running team. So
it wasn't Reggie Wayne.
I think Reggie Wayne's retired.
Yeah, and the O-line sucked there too. So I'm actually pretty pumped about all of these guys.
Yeah, their O-line there sucked, especially for passes. I'm so super pumped about it. So we got him, we got Jahan Dotson. Don't forget De'Ami Brown. Don't forget Kelvin Harmon. You forgot he was still on the team. We talked about that.
I didn't even know this guy was still on the team.
We got Curtis Samuel, Richardson II. We got Cam Sims still.
Yeah, I knew we still had him.
And we have Dax Milne, who
there was an article about him and
I forgot about that.
The Jets quarterback's mom or something. What was it?
Jets quarterback's mom is sleeping with him or something like that. I don't know what.
No, not him.
Oh, okay.
It was Zach. What's his name? Zach Wilson, the dude from the
Zach Wilson. I think so. The quarterback with the New York Jets.
Apparently, his ex-girlfriend is now hooked up with Dax Milne. And his ex-girlfriend was saying something about Zach Wilson hooking up with his mom's best friend or something.
So did she dump him because the guy was dating his mom's friend?
I have no idea.
On the side?
Nor do
What's
I care.
Going on?
I don't care about the tabloids, but it was something.
No, we need Dax Milne here on the podcast to be able to tell people. Dax. Tell us what's going on with you, seriously.
Dax, what really happened? But anyway, he's still on the team, but this isn't on our itinerary, but you know what one of my most intriguing storylines going into training camp and preseason games that I want to see? AGG, who I haven't given up on, has switched to tight end.
to tight end. He's listed as a tight end now too. We got John Bates, him, Sammy Reyes,
dude, if
a couple
you
other guys I've never heard of, and Logan Thomas. Oh yeah, and of course Cole Turner, who
frosted.
What we call them, frosted tips,
frosted
locks,
frosted Hoss.
Frosted Hoss. That's right. Frosted Hoss, man. Dude, I'm telling you, look. Logan Thomas is not going to be back for week 1. He's probably not going to play, maybe for the first half of the season, and he's not going to be really good until the end of the season. As far as that knee injury is concerned. So Frosted Hoss needs to step up. I know we got John Bates, and he'll get a catch like every game. That's cool. AGG can get in there and do stuff.
Samus Reyes is probably going to get cut.
I think Cole Turner is I don't know. That's who I'm second most excited about in this draft class.
I think they said he had the best hands for any tight end in the draft. I don't know how they measure that, but
I saw him play a couple times because you get those like West Coast games, those wax or whatever they
late at night.
What's that? WAC and stuff like that. Cole Turner.
It's the stuff you're watching with like 11:30 at night when you can't fall asleep. Like, ooh,
you're watching like Oregon State versus Arizona or something.
Northern Arizona State, San Diego State, the WAC
State University
in the WAC, or the Pac-10. The Pac or the WAC.
Pac-10 again. It's going to be the Pac-10 again since UCLA and UNC are switching to Big East. What? Big East is going to be the number one, by far the number one college football powerhouse now. They've got UCLA and USC, Southern California, came in. They got Texas to come in for the Big Ten, and they got Oklahoma to go in for the Big Ten. You didn't know any of that, did you?
I thought you said the Big East.
Did I say that?
I don't know, but I was like,
I'm thinking
the UCLA is in the Big East, and they're like as west as
no, dude. UCLA, and sorry, I was trying to say, I meant to say the Southeastern Conference. So UCLA and Southern California are in the Southeastern Conference with Alabama and Georgia and the Georgia-Florida line, or whatever they're called.
Anyway, so back to football in Redskins world, or Commanders, or whatever we're
back to the Commanders world,
whatever we're calling the team now. The tight end situation is going to be really interesting to watch in training camp and preseason, which, by the way, training camp is in 2 weeks, because we've got all these guys. We can't keep 5 dudes. We might start with Logan Thomas on IR, you're saying, because they changed.
He's not going to be ready. He's not going to be ready for the beginning of the year.
We can bring more dudes back from IR again or something. Like, they've really got slack with those rules. It used to be like, if you're on IR, you're done.
Yeah, which was kind of dumb. It makes a lot more sense now, because it's like you have a 53-man roster. One guy could be on IR. It's like,
and come back. So now it's a lot better with that. But so, I mean, we've got, I'm looking on the list right now. There's like seven tight ends on the roster right now, including your dog, AGG. So if Logan starts it on the IR, we're going to have AGG going up against Frosted Hoss, going up against John Bates. And who are the other dudes? Are they camp bodies, or is there one I'm missing?
Samus Reyes.
The
rest are camp bodies.
So you got like 4 dudes. We're only going to keep 3 of those, don't you think?
We've got 7 tight ends.
Well, total. I know, but besides the camp bodies.
I mean, Curtis Hodges, Amani Rogers, Southeastern Conference.
So we're only going to keep 3 out of those 4 dudes, not counting Logan Thomas, who's going to start on the IR.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to watch. This other guy, I know you said you weren't excited about seeing him, but in preseason, I'm excited about seeing that. Is it Richardson, the guy that we got, the running back from Alabama in the 3rd round? I'm excited to see how he does in training camp.
Robinson? I think it's Brian Robinson. Yeah, Brian Robinson. Robinson, like Swiss Family.
I'm excited to see Swiss Family. We'll call him Fritz. Fritz Robinson. His new nickname is Fritz. It was like Fritz and the little kids on Swiss Family Robinson. Fritz and
Schnell, Fritz, Schnell.
Edward. And I'm trying to remember that little annoying kid.
Edward.
I forget the little kid's name. He was
on running backs. We got Antonio Gibson, McKissick still. We know we don't the whole story with him coming back. Williams still here. Patterson, Fritz, and Reggie Bonifant. He has 38 W on his jersey.
that was another thing I wanted to bring up on this podcast when I was looking at the roster the other day. So we know that they have to double up numbers in training camp, but what does W and R stand for? I thought at first the R stand for rookie, and then I was like, what does it stand for? And W, I thought it was like maybe W was for white and R was for red, and it was just a team thing. But I don't even know.
Yeah, trying to figure out how that whole thing goes. I've looked it up a couple times. I'm still not quite figuring out what it is.
Also, just looking through the roster, I think it's interesting. It looks like most of our receivers, back in our day, back in the glory days, all the good receivers were in the 80s. But now it looks like almost all of our receivers, with the exception of Cam Sims, who's 89, are in the teens.
Yeah, and the teens are in the single digits.
Or in the singles. So like we got John Dotson, who's number 1.
Yeah.
De'Ami Brown is number 2. Of course, McLaurin is 17. It's like our starting guys are all in the lower digits, which was weird to me. Like, I always thought
Fritz took number 8.
Yeah. Anyway, that was pretty weird.
Yeah, and the wide receiver going through all those guys. Kelvin Harmon's 13. Markin Michelle, 19. He went to UMass Amherst.
Oh, dude, I never went live in Discord.
They have a football team at UMass Amherst? Oh, no. You didn't?
No.
What?
Oh my god. Okay, I'm live in there now.
Yeah,
I knew I was forgetting something.
I thought Three-Pete stopped playing the Elder Scrolls Online or whatever it was, and he was like, man, they say they're podcasting, but they're not on.
I knew I forgot something. So we just went live in Discord. We got all this new stuff we're trying to figure out with the new server. Supposedly we're gonna have video podcast on Spotify from this.
That's what we're hoping for.
So yeah, now we're live in the server. We should have still been live on YouTube, but anyway.
Yeah,
it's too complicated. Like going through all those episodes and getting them ready, I was just thinking about over the 17 years how podcast, like when we started this, a podcast was made to download and put on your iPod and take with you to work and listen to. Like it wasn't streaming. And then we've gone to,
we there was almost no streaming like when we started.
And there were no podcasts.
we were the first Redskins, now Commanders podcast.
Well, the Redskins fans. There was like a
Redskins
few from
fans
the team
podcast. That's true.
There was a few from the team, like official ones and things.
I guess.
Oh, so he's watching us on YouTube.
Thing is, you can't. Has anyone ever listened to like podcasts from the team from 15 years ago?
No,
I haven't. I wonder if they really had podcasts at that point.
Dude, but going through our whole list of podcasts, dude, there was like 20 or 30 that just weren't on the server, and I had to like fix them and re-upload them. So, and I just listed them as like lost episode. I still didn't find episode number 2. And you know what's interesting? The only other episode I didn't find, we never made a episode 69, dude. 69.
Seriously?
Yeah, there's no
way.
It wasn't on our like list, and I never found a file for it.
No way.
So we might have to go back and make one. What if we just made
one? Maybe one day we'll go back and we'll have to look to see what season that was during.
We can like record it with that like what is that voice called that sounds like from the 40s announcer voice, like This is the news. You know,
Back to what do we call that? That where are they now? The where are we now thing where we take players from where they were back in the day and we talk about what they're doing now, like Rod, Breed, Love.
Yeah.
Watch the Redskins.
It was Josh's Where Are They Now little segment. And then remember all the Tom's trivia where this guy Tom would listen to us and he would have a Redskins trivia question every week. There's a bunch of stuff like that. Why is Three-Pete saying no? I don't know what that means. No. He just said no.
It was probably just something we asked on here.
I don't know. Anyway,
It's probably the question we asked for.
So anyway, back to the team. I wanted to mention the whole R and W thing, which no one knows what it is, first of all.
Yeah, still.
But the other thing, I don't want to sorry to interrupt. Maybe we can tweet somebody and see what they find out. Oh, CJack17.
Maybe we can tweet like JP or something. JP Finley and be like, dude, what do these letters mean?
Tweet at him right now, dude. JP will know. What's R and W? And he knows everything. If he doesn't, he'll find out. He'll ask Brian. He'll ask Brian.
That's a good question. Brian.
He'll be like, hey, Brian.
Where's the damn ball? My damn arm.
I gotta remember.
Oh yeah, well, don't tell me now. I mean, since I have a new phone recently and I haven't gone on to Twitter in a bit, so
what was
log in. I'll have to do that.
Dude,
podcast.
What was the other thing that I wanted to talk about on this show besides Dan Snyder, which I really don't want to talk about him?
Oh, we need to talk about the 90th anniversary of Washington Redskins football team commanders.
Thank you. So if you guys didn't see it last week or maybe the week before, the team put out a thing where you could go on and vote for 10 more players to be included in the 90 greatest Redskins of all times because this is the 90th anniversary. And if you looked in that list, there were some dudes where you're like, okay, those guys were pretty good. Some of them I would vote for, like Santana Moss, maybe Chris Cooley. But the big omission was Trent Williams, who was probably one of our best players for 10 years before he fell out of favor with the team and pretty much the fans.
He's probably going to be a first round Hall of Famer.
But he should have been on that list. And
yeah.
So why wasn't he? Why do you think? Dan Snyder hates him?
Gee, Dan Snyder hates him, and he hates Dan Snyder. And that's exactly why it was off the list, I guess.
But apparently everyone complained about this, and they put him back on the list. And I went on there and voted for him.
He should be on the list. I mean, he was pretty much unstoppable when he worked here, and it ended up things went sour really quick. And he said the team almost made him get cancer, or he got cancer, or got it removed,
which I can believe because of that crappy
it's all Alan the Bruce, man.
Dr. Death and all that kind of stuff. And
Dr. Death.
I mean,
we knew as soon as Dr. Death was out there, that player was finished for the year, man.
Dr. Death. This was between the time that we got rid of Dr. James Andrews in his tweed coat, and then Dr. Death came in.
Yeah. She came in at the end of the Jay Gruden era still.
Yeah. But
anyway.
So in addition to that, I tried to click on there to vote for things, and of course a giant ad pops up for you to go and buy tickets, commandlegacy.com or something. And it has the history of the team, and it's the latest thing on the timeline is Terry McLaurin re-signed, extended. But
But
anyway, so you go on there, and I tried to click the vote, and before you do that, you have to click off of all these ads, one of which was you could buy 2 tickets to a game, and I think free parking or included parking for $100, which is a good deal. Which is a good deal. So apparently, and I heard this on Al Galdi, some dude went on there and was able to get two 50-yard line tickets for the Cowboys games for $100 plus free parking. Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Well, according to this guy that wrote into Al. And then he tried to go on there later to get more tickets after he was like, I can't believe I got this.
Yeah.
And they had switched it.
No
so you
way.
Probably just get those corner tickets now. I don't know what you could get. But I was like, dang. So they messed that up. They also, like, Al Galdi this week was talking about how they messed up, like, so many things for, you know, the marketing people, like spelling. They spelled, what's his face? Murphy.
Roy Lavender's name was spelled wrong.
Murphy's name was spelled wrong. Like,
or Joe Lavender, sorry.
All these dudes' names were spelled wrong. And I wanted to email Al Galdi with a picture of that ticket from that London Fletcher ticket, 58.
Still have that ticket, number 58.
I never got around to it though.
How is it that the marketing department still has no clue how to spell names or how to work to write down the number that's on that guy's jersey? Like, no one in marketing knows anything about football.
Just hire a proofreader. They don't even need to know about football. Just look at the list of players.
Yeah.
Like, just have someone proofread it before it goes out.
Man,
they have no attention to detail whatsoever at that.
They're trying to get better though.
So Jason Wright claims.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
shout out to CJack17 and 3Pete, who actually like stumbled upon the fact that we were actually putting out a podcast today. If you guys did, so we'll see how it goes with this new server. Hopefully everything goes without a hitch, but you know, got to get ready before training camp.
Everything goes without a hitch, like live at Discord.
Make
sure it's live.
Yeah, I got to put that on my checklist. Make sure you connect. I forgot to connect to Discord, but we were still live on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've had the YouTube feed up.
So anyway, what else do you want to talk about before we round this little episode out and get ready for training camp?
Well, let's talk about the fact that RG3 wasn't on that 90th list as well.
Okay.
Because that's actually, I've heard that between people has been a contentious issue, because some people are just like, why is he even on there? He only played like one good season for us, and then he broke his knees because he didn't know how to slide. Yeah. And other people are just like, that was the most exciting year we've had in like the last 20 years, which is right.
Yeah. I mean, all these younger dudes, of course, are going to want him on there because he was like the ray of sunshine of hope, the only one that they've seen.
Yeah,
and
really.
Then us older people are like, he doesn't deserve to be on there with like people like Art Monk and Darryl Green.
Exactly. Just look at the other people that are up there. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, Sammy Baugh.
Yeah. Is it
RB3?
like the 90th greatest players of all times or the 90th greatest team players of the last 20 years? Because you can't help it if they were good back in the 80s and now they suck. I don't know if you can include dudes like RG3 on there. He was good for 1 year. And I don't think one year qualifies you to be on that team. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see the other guys play. I never got to see Sammy Baugh or these other dudes.
Yeah,
play.
Really. Or in this case, gosh, she was on that list. Like, it was Joe Lavender was one of those people that a lot of older people have been like, that guy was awesome.
Yeah. Like Joe Lavender, I've never seen him play.
Yeah.
CJack17 is pointing out that we signed DeJuan Neal. Is this the USFL guy? Because we signed two.
That's the USFL. Guys. I think that's the only one that's worth talking about. The other guy, I don't think it.
Is he a cornerback? DeJuan Neal? I think so.
We signed two cornerbacks, and one of them was like apparently played here for like a cup of coffee once before. I never heard of either one of them. I kind of remember the guy from the New Jersey Generals because he had a lot of picks in that minor league of football.
Camp bodies.
So sure, bring him in. Let's see what he can do.
Camp body is what I got to say.
Whichever one is the one that played like a little bit for us before or was on our roster.
Dude, before we're able to round this thing out, Did you find the information we were looking for of what R and W on the jersey number?
No, I did not. You will have to send me the Twitter link.
I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna tweet right now at what's his face from my phone.
JP right Finley. I bet if someone will know, it might be him.
At JP Finley.
It says 38W or 38R. What do those letters mean?
I'm doing it right now. What does R and W stand for?
Make sure you're saying what you're talking about, though.
In the duplicate jersey. That's
okay.
Duplicate jersey numbers.
What does R and W stand for? I have no idea. What are you talking about? I bet JP Finley would know if you just said that, though. He'd probably be like, oh, it means this and this. We'll see if he gets back to us.
All right, we'll see.
The only other thing we're going to talk about, Dan Snyder said he'd testify in front of Congress, and they were like, well, you have to come in under a subpoena, and his lawyer said, nope. So here we go again.
So he's floating out somewhere in international waters, is what I hear.
Yeah, in Europe. He's in Europe yacht. Somewhere.
So that he can't be served. And then I posted a link to this in Discord, but there was some podcast where these guys were talking about the team, and they were saying that the U.S. government had sent out these dolphins that they trained to guard. The U.S. government has these like dolphins that circle ships and prevent like divers from coming up and putting bombs on the side of our ships and whatnot. Right, yeah. And they said that Dan Snyder had those, like preventing dudes from like swimming up to serve the subpoena. Like, just imagine little dolphins with like commander's helmets on, like swimming around his yacht. Like, you're not getting in here.
Big W.
Just try rappel him down from a helicopter right on his boat. Be like, you been stirred. But obviously, all joking aside, obviously, if he's not going in for a subpoena, he's trying to hide something.
Dude, he's just trying to wait until the elections in the fall. And if the Republicans win, everything from the government, all the things with the government are going to go away.
That's what he's
I think everyone pretty much already knows that. So that's exactly what they're trying to do, is do every legal loophole that they can.
Yeah, and try to extend and delay and all that stuff.
That's what they do.
Easy. Anyway. So that's all I wanted to say about Dan Snyder. In fact, I think we'll round this out and we'll talk to you guys at the beginning of training camp. We're getting close, man. Dude. I just woke up the other day and was like, dude, we're close to football. Because I've been so busy recently. So anyway, I got to find the button for the outro. Oh, there it is. Outro music. Okay. So anyway, thanks, dudes. Hopefully this goes fine. Uploading to our new host. If you'll do me a favor and listen on all the different outlets that you normally might listen to, like the obscure ones, like iHeartRadio and TuneIn Radio and those kind of things, to make sure everything propagates, and let us know if there's an issue with any of those so I can try to fix it. And you can contact us at HHF Podcast at harryhogfootball.com. Our new host is over at anchor.fm/harryhog.
HARRY.
And you can reach us on Twitter at harryhog. And we'll see how this conversion works. Supposedly we have unlimited hosting now, so that's cool.
Yeah, just like we did before. Thanks, Side 5. By the way, training camp opens on the 27th, so it is starting in 11 days. 11 days for football.
Dude.
Kind of.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
I'm pumped, dude. I am pumped. Anyway,
I am pumped.
That's about all I have to say. Join us on Discord. It's tinyurl.com/harryhf. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Hail to the Redskins. And if you see a Cowboys fan,
Gioka!
Gioka!